Okay, listen up, everybody. Right here, Sarah's going to speak.
Thank you, Dave. I'm working hard with my outside voice. I am heartened to see all these folks rally to support maintaining the South Branch of the library open. All of this certainly suggests that this is a really important resource in this neighborhood. And what I would like to do is turn it over first to Nicole Hill, whose family was the Library Family of the Year.
Hi, my name is Nicole Hale, and my husband Eddie and I and our 6 kids were voted Family of the Year this year, and we live in South La Crosse here, and we come to the South Branch Library very, very often. And we feel that if this branch library wasn't around, or if the main branch was the only library that we could attend, that we would definitely not be able to get there as often as we do to this library. So we love this library. My kids often walk to the library regularly, and they often bring their younger siblings here and spend a lot of time reading here. We just really believe that there's hardly a better thing you can ask for than having kids come to the library to read, and this is a super great resource in this neighborhood. So we feel very strongly that we want to keep this library open, and I asked that the library board would please keep the South Branch Library open.
Okay, thank you. I think that certainly suggests the level of community support. I'm standing here as spokesperson for 2 different entities. The first is the Emerging Developing Holy Trinity Longfellow Neighborhood Association, who is really the host for this particular event. When I finish representing them, I also will represent Mayor Cabot. We invited him to come. Since we only organized this at the very last minute, his schedule was already filled up, but I had an email from him this morning, and I will share with you his words for us. We almost called this neighborhood association South Branch because it is so much a part of this particular neighborhood, which extends from where do we go? From Jackson down to about Green Bay. We thought it sounded a little Dallas-ish, so we decided not to use South Branch as the name. But the challenge to the library board is to take your stewardship of this very important resource in this neighborhood very, very seriously. We don't question the task that you were given, and it's honest, we know that. But it's not just the library that's at stake here, but it's the whole neighborhood. And we've heard comment after comment with regard to the importance of this branch in this neighborhood. So I think it's really very important that we pay attention to it. My mom used to say to me when I was doing things she didn't like, cutting off your nose to spite your face. And I feel like that's part of your cutting off a really important element of this neighborhood. And it troubles me greatly to think about the face of this neighborhood without this South Branch Library. We have heard over and over the important role that it's played historically. I invite all of you to go to the Save Our South Branch Library Facebook page. We already have over 800 likes. People have posted so many inspirational things. A woman my age, for example, shared with me that she used to come here as a kid, and in spite of the fact that she was largely from a working class family who didn't value education, she learned to value that at this library. And that's not something that has ceased. You know, we hear family after family suggesting that this is where their children are really getting the benefit of learning about education and reading, etc. A couple of moms shared with me that since the neighboring middle school, Longfellow has given students iPads, I don't know what they have, but they need to have internet access. And for some of them, that's not available at home. And they form study groups to come here to the library to use the internet access here in order to get their homework done. You know, that's really current, the important role that the library plays in this neighborhood. Now I'm going to move over here and represent what's mayor's here. You've already heard his, and I know I need to be about this much taller to really represent him, but we can pretend. You have seen him on record in the newspaper saying, I do not support closing this library. He is very strongly opposed to that. His whole campaign for becoming mayor was neighborhoods, and I think that is still very wonderful and vibrant, but there are some risky things going on here that the library would just maybe provide more of a tipping factor. But this is as close to a direct quote as I ever get when I write things down. He gave 2 points that he wanted to share with you. Number one, I support keeping both, capital letters, both branch libraries open. He's very careful not to want this to be a competition between the north side branch and the south side branch. And I think it would be easy for lots of us to do that, but that's not the point. We see libraries, and he's reflecting that as a very important element in neighborhoods. And secondly, and this is a quote from him that I said I will share, he's going to look this year for ways to plug the deficit for 1 year, so that we can look to find some alternatives, some long-term solutions with regard to keeping the library open. There are certainly some opportunities for collaboration that we can look at within the city as well as beyond. One of the comments on the Save the Library Facebook page actually was Tara Johnson, the county board chair. And there was a comment made then that, well, maybe the county could take over some stuff with the South Branch Library. They have a library system of their own. Maybe they could contribute. And what Tara has said, and I feel confident quoting her because it is a public record after all, is that the county is at the table to find solutions for maintaining the South Branch Library as a vital part of this neighborhood. Thank you.